That's kind of cool. Hello everyone, and welcome to another legendary garage sale find video. If it's your first time checking out the channel, I really appreciate it. If you hit the like and subscribe to help me grow the channel. So what you saw there in that footage was a quick little comic book pickup, which was a great way to start the second day of sales this past weekend. None of my footage from the first day came out really well. I'm not sure what was going on with the camera, but we're going to get into what I picked up at that little comic find and the first day of sales. Okay everybody, so here's an overview of everything picked up on the first day, and here we have that stack of books that I picked up in that footage. So about 12 issues are Punisher Warzone. I think I actually have a couple of these, but here are the little books that I thought were pretty interesting. We have Avengers 360, a nice little Shining Vision cover. You got Spectacular Spider-Man 189 with a little hologram cover. Got Iron Man 290, Shadowhawk 2, and nice little reader copy of the Invincible Iron Man 122. It is pretty beat up, but the color is still there in its cover. A nice little reader copy. So the comic books did not come out at this sale until I picked up the Michelangelo pillow and the ET tray. So here's a quick tip. When you see something from the era or the niche that you collect and pick up, whether it be from the 80s or early 90s, always check to see if they have anything else. Because when I brought up collectibles and vintage toys and comic books from the 80s and 90s, that's when the stack of comic books came out. So I want to give big thanks to Cody, I believe, for bringing out those comic books and for the nice deal on the ET tray and the Michelangelo pillow. So next up, I went to another estate sale which was advertised for having vintage toys, and I picked up these wonderful old tin and steel trucks. So the first one is an old Tonka truck, pretty heavy. It still got its graphics on it for the most part. This Tonka AA Wrecker towing truck. And I'll show you the other side. A little better graphics on this side. You can see here it's still got a little bit of rust on it, but I've seen comps on this thing averaging about $60 on up into the hundreds if it was in well condition. It is missing a little siren, I believe, that went on here, but it's still all there in really good condition. So hoping I could at least double it, not triple money on this particular piece. Also, I did pick up, put these guys out of the way, these three old model kits. All of them are from the 50s and 60s. I'm doing a little more information on them, more research I should say, because I'm not too sure all the pieces are in there. There are all the instructions in each box, but I'm not sure if all the pieces are there. So I'm still looking those things up. The boxes are in pretty decent shape too. A little dusty. Here we have the Monogram Roadster. I believe it's from, I think it's from the late 50s. We have this Aurora World War II 8-inch howitzer. Pretty good shape, considering the age. This one's 1963. Again, the instructions in. You hear that a lot of pieces are still in there. And last, we have this NATO jet fighter. This one has proved to be the hardest one to find information about. So if anybody out there has any information about the worth of this one, I haven't seen any real selling comps on this one. So I believe I got the date on it from 1959, because it's not on the box. I couldn't find it anywhere. But the box is in pretty decent shape too. It's got his trademark registered right there, but no date, which I found was kind of surprising. Also at that sale, there were a lot of old Green Army figures and pop guns. But one thing I saw was quite interesting was this gun belt, which I'm pretty sure I'm missing the holster. I probably went to one of those cap guns that's used to sell to the little boys to play cowboys and Indians and stuff like that. But I was surprised by how realistic the little play bullets are. I know the cap guns didn't shoot these things, but this would have been quite intimidating back in the day. You see here how small it is. But on the label, which I saw somewhere, it is genuine cowhide, which I thought was interesting because they don't quite make that stuff anymore. Nice little piece that is still in decent shape. There's a little label I was telling you about. Genuine cowhide from Mattel. I think it's probably from the 50s or 60s. So I'm going to see if that's worth anything. So we might be able to restore it before it falls completely apart. And the last thing I picked up at that sale, we have a Japanese tin toy. From what you can tell, a military Jeep. It's got MP on the top. And on the back, we have the maker. Daiei, I believe. Now, I haven't been able to find this particular Jeep online with the driver and this little machine gun, I believe, here on front. So if anybody has any information on this particular model, I would greatly appreciate it. And still in decent shape, but you can tell it's pretty dirty on top. And the roof is bent in right there. But nice little piece, so hoping I can find out the value of this little guy. I'm not sure if the mechanics even work on it anymore, but I don't really want to mess with it. But a pretty nice little shelf piece right there. Now at the last sale I went to that day, I picked up two very interesting little pieces here, as you can probably tell. The first thing, I picked up this little framed King Kong picture. Of course, I knew the classic scene from the 1930s King Kong, when you see the classic, I don't remember her name from the movie, but being held there captive and about to be picked up by Kong. But here we have a little vintage 80s toy. Boblin, if I'm saying that correctly. They were a line of little puppets. Let me see if I get my hand in here. And they were known for, as you see here, the little eyes do work. And if you get your hand in there right, you can make him talk or move his mouth. But I thought the little eyes were interesting. I saw it across the room and I was like, I haven't seen one of these ever in the wild. Just on other videos and other vintage toy stores and boxes. And their boxes had like little cages that they would break out of. But I've never seen one of these guys out there. So I went ahead and picked him up, and I was quite surprised in the comps on this guy. We went anywhere from 50 upwards into the hundreds if he was still in a box. So I'm here hoping to at least double my money on this guy. Really cool guy, nice little rubber puppet. It reminds me of the 80s movies with all the little creature characters that were pretty famous around that time. Quite like the Gremlins and Critters and all those movies I remember watching. So he was an interesting little pickup. Okay guys, there were all the finds from the first day. Truly great legendary finds right there. We're going to jump right into the second day.
The desk.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. And 30 bucks. I love it when it's even.
Krista?
Hey,
Rob.
hey, no, maybe it's 30.
Nice to meet you.
How much for this? I'm gonna add. I'll
31.
Gotta get
You're
rid
gonna
of
say,
stuff.
like, for sarcastic, you'll get the best. Steal it from you. I'm gonna send this, another girl that we know, they love her. What's your name?
5822, Hidden Ridge.
That's their Cal and Jordan. Another girl. Another fellow, another
How much is the GameCube?
I thought I had it on something. Oh, it's over here.
Oh.
$20, because it got everything. It's got the controllers, it's got games, should have all the hookups in there,
Okay.
the travel case, the whole thing.
That's a good price, even if it's not working.
No, it works.
It works?
The last time we played it, it worked great.
Okay, I will
Me
definitely
and my
get it.
girls had a lot of fun with that.
I will get it. Yes, she said $20 for this a great video game find. I wasn't certain to the extent of this deal, how good it was going to be, considering that case alone recently sold for $30. So we're going to jump right back into the video because that was only the start of this great video game deal, and then we'll check out what I picked up. Okay.
It's nasty for being outside, but there's no holes in it.
Okay, everybody, so here we have the first part of that amazing video game deal. We have the GameCube bundle, which you heard from the video I picked up for $20, everything here. We have the case, which I already went over, sells for about $30 on its own. And inside, we have a tested black GameCube. And its power cable there, and its AV cable in here. Going through the pockets just now, I found there was a second memory card. This one was in the system. And also in this little pouch, I found this receiver for a wireless controller. Unfortunately, no wireless controller was in the bag, but that's all right. It still came with two controllers here. I thought this one was OEM by first look, but it is not because it's missing the Nintendo logo on it, but it works just fine. And we also have back here a Mad Catz controller that works pretty good also. Now, with the games, there were a few in the bag and a few outside the bag. So I'm going to go over those little finds. But I think the best two here, we have Super Monkey Ball 2 and Super Monkey Ball, the first one. Spyro Enter the Dragon, Need for Speed Pursuit. This one I'd never heard of before. We have Muppets Party Cruise, Crash Bandicoot, The Wrath of Cortex, and Little Nemo. So, given the price for the bundle, I'm really happy with the games. They are all complete with their manuals, the controllers, and the console. I've been looking for a black GameCube for quite a while, so I can sell one of my silver ones. I'll probably bundle it with maybe a few of these games and a controller to make a little profit on the GameCube systems. So all in all, really happy with this deal. Let's get onto the second part. Okay, everybody, so here we have the second part of that video game deal. You might have seen in the footage me walking towards this Xbox with a stack full of games. I originally thought they wanted $50 for all of this, the stack of about 18 games, the system, 2 controllers, and a box full of accessories. But little did I know the deal also included the tote that this stuff was sitting on. So I'll go over what was in the tote in just 1 second. So in this deal we have an older Xbox with the LAN adapter included in the back, and these about 18 games. The top one is a regular Xbox game, Trivia Pursuit, but we have like Minecraft, You Don't Know Jack, all Guitar Heroes, number 3. The big winners are Guitar Hero Metallica and Van Halen. We have 3 Scenic games, Beatles Rock Band, Guitar Hero World Tour, Rock Band 1, 2, and 3, Guitar Hero 2, and Rock Band Track Pack Volume 2. So the system works just fine with the two controllers. And in this box, we have a Connect. We have a Rock Band adapter here for multiple plugins. And we have all 4 of the CNET controllers. I'm actually happy to give it a try. I've always wanted to play CNET, and now I have all 4 controllers. So I'm really looking forward to testing that out. So you might have guessed, based on the games, what could have been in that tote. So before we go check it out, I want to show you one last pickup that I showed you footage of. I didn't pick it up at this sale, but I was leaning over a box of VHS and DVDs when I saw tucked away in between them were these Super 8 films. I've never really come across these things, so I was surprised when I saw Star Wars Super 8, and here we have an old cartoon featuring those little black birds. I didn't realize their names, Heckle and Jekyll, but it was interesting seeing them. So this one goes for a few bucks online, but the big winner, of course, is Star Wars on reel. The box is in decent shape. The flap here's a little torn, but everything looks in good condition inside. I'm not sure how to test it out without a reel, but I'm probably putting this thing online, and that's not called by any Star Wars fan friends that I got. So that's a really neat piece. Okay, everybody, so here are the contents of the tote I was telling you about that came with the Xbox bundle. We, of course, have a lot of components for the Rock Band and Guitar Hero games. We have the drum set, we got a microphone in the corner, we have 2 of the basses, Fender Stratocasters. We also have underneath the drum set here 2 Aerosmith guitars. And back underneath we have the legs for the drum set. So this is by far one of the greatest video game deals I've come across so far, considering I've always wanted this set to see if I can get my little boy to play it and relive those fun days. So I used to play this game with my friends a lot. So I'm probably gonna be holding on to it for a little while just so I can test it out. I'm pretty sure it's all gonna work just fine. All the GameCube stuff worked just fine. I'm sure these people took real good care of their drum set and all of their guitars, because they bought a huge tote to store it all in. So I want to spend a special thank you out to those great people for the deal. I'm really looking forward to plugging this all in and testing it out and see how all of it works. Well, there you have it, guys. It was a great weekend with some truly great legendary finds. I'd like to take this time to thank all the new recent subscribers, and I truly appreciate all the great comments I've been getting for the past few videos. So I hope to keep it coming with more amazing finds. So until next time, thanks for watching.